Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboardkeepers. I am your host, the Ref, and you already know we'll be right back in 30 seconds. Are you nasty?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You know, around here, we don't keep receipts. We keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref. Keep you up to score in everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. Marr, Chase, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing out here? I'm going to be the first to say that as long as far back as I can remember, there wasn't anything that any athlete did or said to me that would warrant me to retaliate with some saliva. What? I'm in a sport that allows me to get violent. I'm in a sport that allows me to actually make physical contact without getting in trouble. Legal contact, of course, but it's a contact sport nonetheless. Why would I want to retaliate with saliva other than my pads or a touchdown or a catch? Why would I want to jaw jack with you when I could, knock your chin strap loose? Why would I want to? Why? Listen, this spitting thing, if you guys don't know and you haven't been living under a rock, Marr Chase spit on Jalen Ramsey, Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody knows Marr Chase, the wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. He spit on Jalen Ramsey. All-Pro future Hall of Famer Jalen Ramsey. He spit on him. Now, we know that there was just a situation not too long ago with Mr. Carter for the Eagles. And he spit on Dak Prescott. And that didn't go over well. So I don't know this is a new thing. I'm not sure. Somebody's gonna have to inform me about something that I may not know about. If it's something new going on, somebody need to put me on to it, because I don't know anything about this spitting. I don't know why it's even a thing. I don't know why that would be one of the first things that would come to your mind to even want to consider doing. I don't understand. I don't quite understand it. And not only does this look bad on Jamar Chase just because of the act, it was that he actually got caught in a lie. Actually denied it twice, which does not look good on the All-Pro receiver. Okay, everybody's talking about suspension. I think he should be heavily fined as well. There are certain parts of the world that you can go into, and spitting is one of the most disrespectful things that you can do to an individual. And in certain places, it could warrant bad things. I mean, it could warrant bad things off, outside of the sport, outside of the game. some people just would not take that lightly, where it would be some serious, very serious repercussions if you were to go out here and spit on someone. And I never expected that to come from him. As talented as he is, he could speak with his physical attributes. He doesn't have to resort to spitting on somebody. And don't you understand that spitting on somebody is one of the most disrespectful things that you can do in this world. It's outside of the realms of the game at this point. Or, like, I mean, where did that come from? Like, explain. Somebody help me connect the dots. You spit on this man. Why? It just doesn't make sense. There's been plenty of players that I disliked. Never did it come across my mind that I want to spit on them. That never crossed my mind. I mean, like I said, the only time, there's only 3 times that I've ever heard of this even being a thing. It's only 3 times, and 2 of them have been here recently. 2 of them have been here recently, and the other one was with the linebacker for the Denver Broncos. I forget his name. He spit on a player. Let's look it up. Bill Romanowski. Bill Romanowski is his name. He spit on a player. But he spit on a player. I think that had something to do with some other things. He had some underlying conditions that he had going on, where he spit on a man. This thing with Marr, this was just trash talking. This is what Jalen Ramsey does. They say he's the best trash talker in the NFL. So why would you go and just spit on this man? Like, you don't respect his talent? You don't respect him as a human being? Did he get in your head? Was he in your head? Did he get in your head that bad to where you had to resort to that? I just think that was over the top. That's over the top to me. And I think that you should be suspended and fined. I don't think it should be a one-off. I think you should be suspended and fined because there's no place in the game for that. And to make matters even worse, right? I don't think that you even know that nobody knows who you're kissing on or who you coming into contact with. They don't know what you're putting inside of your body. They don't know if you're on drugs. They don't know what you have because saliva carries a lot of things. Saliva carries a lot of things, okay? And somebody can really get sick. Somebody can really get sick by doing something like that. It can be life-threatening, if you were to have the right thing and have the right aim on a person that may have an open wound or something like that, and they catch something, some type of hepatitis, maybe HIV, maybe COVID. Like, I mean, you don't know what could possibly come out of that. You don't know. But I do know that there's no place in football for it. So, without further ado, let's look into this a little bit, because spitting in Pennsylvania is against the law. It is against the law in the state of Pennsylvania for you to do something like that. So let's just hear about what it's like in other states. Let's get into this, because it's kind of crazy that we're actually having this discussion. It's a little bit weird to me, but and nasty, man. That is just nasty. And then I don't like the fact that you actually had to lie about it as well. You should have just. I watched it. I was watching the game live, and I knew that Jalen Ramsey, something had happened. I wasn't sure. But the way he reacted, I was like, man, I know you're not trying to get kicked out of this game. The game was too tight. And he was the only one back there that could actually, give Jamar Chase some problems. I mean, Duggar had a great game. And I listen, everybody back there played well. Okay, but I just didn't think it was the type of game that you want a person like Jalen Ramsey disqualified, because that's what happened. Jalen Ramsey, the victim who got spit upon, was disqualified from the game for retaliation. So I knew that this spitting thing is actually illegal. So if it's illegal out in the everyday walk of life, why the hell would you think that this would fly in football? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird. But let's hear what this gentleman has to say about spitting.
Attorney Nate Amendola, criminal law in plain English. The question is spitting on somebody assault? No. Spitting on somebody is not an assault. But what it is a battery. Assault and battery is an offense in Massachusetts. There is a crime called assault and battery. There's also a crime in Massachusetts called assault. Assault is not the physical touch.
It is an assault. It's considered an assault in Pennsylvania as well.
That is a battery. A battery is an unpermitted physical touching, no matter how slight. So if somebody spits, intentional, although there is a reckless battery, but let's keep this simple. If there's an intentional, unpermitted touching upon another person, for example, spitting on them, throwing a pencil at them, throwing a tissue on them, throwing a set of keys on them, punching them, slapping them, hugging them, flicking their ears, whatever it is, that's a battery. Unpermitted touching. An assault is something different. An assault is essentially when you put somebody in fear of an imminent battery. So, for example, if I held this pen up to you and I said, I'm going to throw it to you, or I went like this, it kind of looked like I was going to throw it to you or at you, that's an assault. So assault, people think is the touching. That's the battery, okay? And usually you see an assault and battery in the same crime because somebody, before somebody punches somebody, they're going to see it coming. I mean, I think technically maybe somebody was punched in the back of the head and they...
Are you saying that basically when he puckered up his lips, that was actually the threat of what was about to take place, the battery? That's basically what you're saying. That's where the assault and battery takes place, huh? So the battery took place after the saliva landed on him. That's interesting. That's very interesting. In Pennsylvania, it's a misdemeanor and it could be a felony. It could escalate that high. So in the state of Pennsylvania, which is where he was when he did it,
would just be a battery, but
not the place to play around. Continue.
It's kind of splitting hairs. But you can have an assault without a battery, right? You can have a situation where people are exchanging words and somebody, cocks their fist or something and says, I'm going to knock you out or whatever it is. And they don't do it. Right? Or it's an attempted battery and they miss. Right? They try to punch you and they totally miss. That's the assault. So is spitting on somebody an assault in Massachusetts? No, it's a battery or an assault and battery. That's how that works.
Wow. So that's an assault and battery by Jamar Chase on Jalen Ramsey in the state of Pennsylvania. That's interesting. That's interesting. So it's a crime. It's literally a crime. It's no place in there's no place in football for what Jamar Chase did. I totally think that he was, way off base with that. I think he's totally wrong. There's no apology. No man is accepting an apology for you spitting on him. Okay. It's you're gonna find it hard to find somebody that's going to forgive you for something like that. That's something that you can never forget. Somebody literally spit on you. That's an unforgettable moment. That's something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. That somebody actually spit on you, because it's not every day that people walk around and do that. So once it happens to you, you're traumatized by that. I'm pretty sure he's going to have that in. I mean, you know how nasty that is? It's just nasty. It's not even a thing to do. You know what I mean? It's not even a thing that football players do. As much violence is going on out there in the field, it's nothing that people do. That's not something that people do. So it's very, very, very unusual to me. I see fines coming. I see a suspension coming. I see it all coming down the line for him. Situation, as it should. As it should. That's he's wrong. He's wrong. 6 days a week and twice on Sunday for something like that. That's not something that with the whole entire nation watching a game and you do something like that. Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So I want to know what exactly is going to happen out of this. I'm pretty sure the hammer will be coming down fast, swift with that, because so many people have seen it now. I don't know. I don't know what those refs were thinking about. No pun intended. But those referees, they should have went, and it should be an instant replay on something like that as well, because this man was disqualified from the game, and it could have played a role. It could have played a role in the game, an outcome of the game. So I don't like that. They disqualified Jalen Ramsey. I mean, fast. They disqualified him fast. Without going and looking at the proper, footage, they made a rash decision. They made a rash decision that could have actually changed the tide of that game. So, as y'all see, ladies and gentlemen, over here at the Scoreboard Keepers, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. And we're in total favor of Jamar Chase being suspended and fined on top of it. It's nasty. It's not something that football players should be doing. They can speak with their pads and their helmet, and they I'm pretty sure they're going to take a good look at this, because it's starting to become a trend. This is something that has happened twice already this season, and I'm pretty sure they're going to nip this in the bud. And how you do it? You hit them right in their pockets, man. There's no place in football for this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thumb up the video, turn on your notification bell, and leave your comments down below on how you feel about this situation. What do you think should happen? You think he should be suspended, or suspended and fined, or just fined? Do you think that this is becoming a trend in the NFL? What would you do to prevent it happening in the future? Let me know, and we'll engage down below in the comments. I think it's totally disgusting. There's no place in football for it. Both suspension and fine, and then move on from there. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. I would like for you guys to become a part of the family. Come over here and break bread with the ref. And I look forward to seeing you guys. So until then, man, listen, God bless and score. Jamar Chase, that was the Serve what you got coming. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.